Welcome everybody to the Renaissance Humanism Podcast, Episode 5. Welcome back. From the previous podcast, I want to apologise, I made a mistake. It's Kim Kardashian is married to Kanye West and Beyonce is married to Jay-Z. My apologies for getting them mixed up. Today's podcast will be about content writing, copywriting. I'm just speaking about that industry and what that work is basically about and why you may be interested in pursuing a career in a writing position. Now, copywriting, content writing, they are pretty much the same thing. I'll get into the differences as I progress through this podcast. Now, copywriting, it started in the early 1900s. That was basically referring to someone who works in the news, and what they do, they write copy stories. They get the stories from journalists, then they go to their desks, and then what they do, they go through the copy, make sure it's readable, make any necessary changes, or do some fact checking. The first copywriters, they're from the medieval period. This is referring to medieval monks who used to copy manuscripts. The modern copywriter is it referring to the creation of a sales funnel. That is the point of a copywriter. A copywriter, they write content for websites, for magazines, or for trade journals. Any kind of written content is created by a copywriter. If you see billboards, if you see websites, if you go on BBC News, that has all been written by a copywriter. As for content writing, they are the same thing as copywriting. The only difference this could be is the different industries, different organisations give them different names. Because content writing can be similar to working in a content mill. A content mill is where you're just producing content that is very similar. It's not very creative. It's pretty shit, really. It's not top notch. So say you want to write a blog or a piece about digital marketing. So write a piece called Digital Marketing 2020, Digital Marketing 2022, Digital Marketing 2023, Digital Marketing 2024. So you're basically rehashing the same content, making slight changes and tweaks every single year or every month, so you're not really creating anything new. Or you can go to a website, you can find blogs content, website content, and basically you go on these sites, you read 3 blogs, you put those 3 blogs together to create a new blog. You use the information, and then from those 3 blogs that you've read, or websites you've looked at, or where you got information from, you put those links to those websites embedded into the top 3 paragraphs of the blog you have created, or the website you've created, just so the backlinks will register on the Google rankings. If you have, I'd say, if you want backlinks, you want like 2 or 3, just because previously people used to abuse this to try and get better on the Google algorithms. So some people had like 10 backlinks, links to other web pages in their blog piece, just to get better rankings. But the Google algorithm, the people at Google realised people for doing this, so they changed it. So it's about 2 or 3 now, rather than as it was before, people putting 10 in just to try and boost their rankings. So the higher your rankings on Google search, this is where search engine optimization comes in. This is basically writing your content so it's user friendly, it's reader friendly, and also that it will just register on the Google search. If you go into a search bar, a Google search bar, you type in hardwood. So you type in hardwood, it comes up with hardwood, but it's not coming up the hardwood that you want. So you type in a different kind of hardwood, a special kind, and then that comes up. That's what you're doing your Google search. So say if you want to sell skirts, say you put down title skirt, then you write a blog post about the skirts. and then you're not getting any results. So then you put down leather skirt, a bit better this time. So if you've got like a special kind of skirt or some kind of special niche product or services, then you can obviously put that, do like a title that's easy to find in the Google search. There's your search optimization in a nutshell. But with something like that, when it comes to search optimization, this is part of copywriting, just because if you're doing copywriting for websites, you will most likely be doing search engine optimization. So with that, you need to also understand that there's 6 million blogs out there. You're competing for all these blogs. You're competing with all these websites. So there's massive competition. So if your niche is saturated, so if you're selling like food products, if you're doing like health and fitness, the fitness space is saturated at the moment. So if you're trying to do fitness, if you do TikTok videos, YouTube videos, blogs, that space is going to be really competitive. So you got to narrow it down. You got to increase your search engine optimization success. So you don't just do fitness. You do men's fitness, but that's again too broad. You do like a particular fitness method. Maybe you do some sort of combat sports. Maybe you do certain health products, but again, it's incredibly competitive. So you probably want to try and really narrow down a niche that isn't there. So what you do, you use your Google powers. You use Google search. You use Google Scholar. You try to research other blogs, other podcasts, and try to find what they are doing and what makes them great, and try to replicate that, and also try to find a niche that nobody else is using. Find that niche and you monetize that niche. As for your content writing, and this is going back to the content mills now, if you want to do something like that, if you are a creative person, if you are artistic, not autistic, artistic, if you are like Kanye West in terms of writing, or Van Gogh, in that kind of environment where you're just churning out content every single day, that will probably not be for you. Just because you're not going to be very creative, you're not going to be very imaginative, and over time that is going to kill your productivity, but it's not who you are. If you don't give a flying hula hoop about stuff like that, that kind of environment will be fine for you. But when it comes to copywriting, content writing, if you want to be more creative, if you have like interest in fashion, interest in sports, or interest in some side of product, if you like writing about technology, that will be the niche for you. That will be your niche, because you'll actually enjoy writing and researching the content. Say if you're really into fishing, you really like fishing, or if you really like mooses, this is the mooses with the antlers, you really like animals, then you probably want to write for a magazine about animals. If you're into sports, you want to write about sports, you're going to try and find that niche and go for that niche. Now, at the moment, there's a massive demand for copywriters, just because the days of the traditional shop floor, they're over. They're going the way of the dinosaurs, because people now, they shop online. They don't go to town to buy clothes. They buy clothes from online stores, through e-commerce. If people go to town, they go to town for clubbing, they go to town for food, and they might just get shopping from, because it's convenience if they're in the local areas. But the future is the online market space, the online shopping. So all these new descriptions for clothes, all these new products are being created for online. They need writers. They need writers to talk about these products. They need writers to talk about different kind of services as well. What kind of companies are this? They've got to advertise online. All this requires a writer, a copywriter, to advertise and sell products and to create a sales funnel. This is where you come in. See, to get into digital marketing, to get into copywriting, because copywriting is a form of digital marketing, or content writing, they're all pretty much the same thing. You do not need a degree. You don't need to spend 3 or 4 years at university getting into £40,000 worth of debt to get into marketing. You can find a professional development course. I did that. I spent over 6 months doing that, 6-8 months, just so I could educate myself on digital marketing. I also did several courses on copywriting, where I actually learn how to do copywriting, actually write. It's very simple. Something like that, you do not need to go to university for. So, if you're looking for a way to make more money, to get into a new career, if you've got a dead-end job, or you want to change of career, or if you just don't have the skills, you couldn't go to university, you couldn't afford it, you didn't want to go to college because you couldn't afford it, or because you had a family young, copywriting, digital marketing, that kind of sales environment as well, sales, that is a opportunity that I believe is possible that anybody can take. Well, let me backtrack that. It's not anybody. I'm not someone who believes that anybody can do anything. It's just not. It's not who we are. If you don't want to do something, you're not going to do it. If you don't want to move out your parents' house, you're not going to do it. If you're not going to look after your family, you're not going to do it because you don't want to. If you're not going to pursue a career, get more money, get more social status, or if you're just happy where you are, just being a normal bloke, 2 weeks holidays a year, or anything like that, that's no problem at all. But not everybody has the drive or the will to do it. And even if you can't do it, or if you fail, you know you've tried. But that's the thing. This is where content writing is a opportunity, because you don't need any massive education. You'll need some education. When I say massive, I mean financially in the sense. But you don't need to spend 4 years at university to learn how to sell people products or to do writing. It's just not necessary. The information is all available online through courses. Some of as cheap as £10. It's available at bookstores. It's available online at YouTube, where you'll find people talking about this, how to actually sell products and services. And if you want to know why they're good, check their LinkedIn, check their work background, and I'll give you the information about them, whether or not this is somebody worth listening to. And you can also look at their craft as well. Because if somebody has got 10,000 followers online, or 25,000 followers, or 100,000 followers, they are selling products. They are doing digital marketing. They are doing copywriting. They are producing a podcast. They are producing a video. They are producing video for that podcast, if they're doing it through film or just through audio. They are doing production work. That is a skill. That is another skill which you can actually develop without going to university, the ability to actually produce a podcast, to produce films. Now, when I say this is somebody got a big following, they are marketing and selling products or services. That is the only way a podcast or a blog can actually be successful, or a website. They are selling or generating a sales funnel that makes money. Because without money, you won't be able to live the lifestyle that you want. You won't be able to keep on blogging, keep on writing, whether it be independently or part of a company. So, if you see these people online, these successful blogs, these successful YouTubers, these successful podcasters, watch what they're doing. Because that'll give you clues. Success gives clues. But just being successful, producing a podcast, producing a blog website with a high viewership is a macro business. It is a form of success. And the fact that people are viewing them, that tells you something that you can follow, something you can learn from. I also want to say as well that do not quit your job to become a YouTuber. Do not quit your job to start a blog. Do not quit your job because you think you can do these courses in 1 month and start a career in a month's time. Do not do that. I'll tell you why. You're going to have to do over 12 months of experience. You can get that experience either doing interning on weekends or when you finish work, preferably remote, depending on your situation and your age as well. So you want to do an internship. You probably have to do about, I'd say, 3 to 6 months. I mean, I've seen online where people have to do 12 months interning before they can even get a role. On top of that, you want to create your own website. Again, that gives you more experience. You're producing blog content once a week or every day. And because from that experience, you can show to employers that you got this experience doing copywriting, doing content writing, doing digital marketing, and you actually built an audience. That can take you a year. I would say that could potentially take you a year to get it all done. Same with creating a YouTube channel as well. Before you actually get any real success, it could be 6 months or more until you can actually start to realise that the success is piling up. Now, I say this just because a lot of all the fake gurus out there telling people that you can live an independent lifestyle just working for 4 hours a week. That's bollocks. I mean, me for myself, I'm currently doing some freelance work. I write my own blog and produce my own podcast. A blog article can take between 45 minutes to 8 hours to successfully write, because you need to do your research, you need to do your reading, and you need to make the necessary changes. So for myself, I tend to get my content from online, but primarily from books at the moment, what I've read or what I've experienced as well. But so you're talking 20 hours to get the information so I can actually write the bloody thing. So as I said, you're going to need 20 hours of research, or 8 hours, or even less. It really depends on what kind of content you want to create. You can just create skyscraper content. Skyscraper content is basically work that their blog articles, websites that are trending. There you can use Ubersuggest by Neil Patel, who actually has Ubersuggest. Go on Ubersuggest, you can find the websites that are trending, and from those free websites, you can write a blog article, use information from those websites, but regurgitate it in a new form. That way, you're not breaking copywriting. I mean, not copywriting, copyright. You're not stealing anybody else's work because it's an original piece. And then you do free backlinks into those blogs where you got the information from. Then you publish that blog, and that should get you higher on the Google rankings. So, as you can see, by doing that, you can actually get better Google rankings. You can use your skyscraper content. And again, I'll be aware of the fake gurus. Be aware of the fakes. And when you start this journey, I hate to be cliche, it will take you some time to actually develop your skills. It'll take you 6 months to learn it, and 5 years to become a master. Obviously, depending on what kind of environment you're working at, because there is a massive skill set which you can actually add on to your copywriting, digital marketing abilities. So there's podcast production, there's audio, there's film, there's the lighting work, there's makeup work, and for writing, you got article writing, you got essay writing, you got contemporary writing, you got fashion writing, and all those kind of fields. I believe that covers everything. That covers everything for today. Please follow me on LinkedIn, and if you have any questions, please leave something in the comments. And please, if you're watching this on YouTube, on Spotify, please don't forget to download and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed today's podcast, and thank you for your time.